So the first booth that I actually walked into was Ecoflow. So let's see if they have anything new for CES 2025. So the first product that I've noticed here right at the front is this new 125 watt bifacial lightweight solar panel. And you can see that it does have a new kickstand design. Now the coolest thing about this is that they are kind of modular. They snap together, and I'll show you that here in a second. But with XT60s, you can just add one on to another up to a 500 watt array. Now looking closer, you can see that this has 16 bus bars. It uses the N-type TOPCon cells, so it should have really good efficiency. I feel like this is such an upgrade over their previous solar panels. Now another new product that I noticed here on the table is this magnetic power bank. Now looking closer, it actually has built-in wireless charging, and on the back there's a kickstand, so it'll actually stick to the back of your phone, wirelessly charge it, so that's pretty neat. Now yeah, this is a little different from Ecoflow. Usually we see power stations, but yes, they have this new power bank to charge your mobile device. Now the next thing that they have here at their booth is this Ecoflow Oasis software. Now this is an AI assistant that actually works with the smart home panel too. So if you have your larger Ecoflow devices plugged into that, it will give you smart reporting on your energy usage and also recommend changes to save power and money on your bill. Now I also noticed that they had a new River 3 Plus here. So you have the River 3, the River 3 Plus, and then this one here is called the River 3 Plus W, and that's because it has this cool wireless charger, similar to the battery that I showed you guys earlier, but it has these special pins right there, and it snaps in, and so you can get wireless charging from the unit, and then you can take that power bank with you. And what's really cool about these is they snap in, so they have the battery that just snaps in with the pins exposed. So I just found the Pekron booth here at CES, and I found an awesome, exciting product. Now we'll talk about this one first because it's the most exciting. This is the F5000. So look at the older models here. They have the orange corners. This is a complete redesign. Now what's so exciting about this one is that they actually have split phase in one unit. So right here you have a twist lock 240 volt output. So the inverter on this is rated at 6,000 watts, so up to 25 amps of split phase output. That is awesome. And for solar, it's a monster input, 4,400 watts. So you can actually get 2,200 watts from each one of these ports. They're rated for 150 volts and 25 amps. So in order to max that out, you can actually put 6 solar panels into each one of these connections in a 2S 3P configuration. Massive amounts of solar. Now, Pekron is also known for the high DC output, so you get your high DC output, lots of options here, and this does support expansion batteries. So this is basically a 100 amp hour, 48 volt server rack battery. It's rated at 5,120 watt hours, and each of the expansion batteries is also 5 kilowatt hours that you can stack them up. So super exciting, guys. I'll have to find out the price. This is expected to launch mid-year in 2025. Now they also have a newer model lined up next to this, and this is also just a shell. And this one, if you look closer, is the E3000. So it's completely new design, and they also mentioned they might have an F3000, so similar to the F5000, but this one here. So basically just a smaller version of that larger one. But I love the new changes here. Super exciting from Pekron. Oh wait, guys, I forgot the most important detail. This right here has heated batteries. So if you are in a cold climate, this will be able to self-heat and charge below 32 degrees. So what happens is whenever you start charging it, it's first going to warm up the heaters inside, and then it will get the batteries to a warm state, and then it will charge. So super exciting that Pekron has heated batteries in their power stations. So I just found the Bluetti booth. I hear they have a couple new products that they're launching this year, so let's go ahead and check them out. Okay, so here we have the new unit, the Apex 300 from Bluetti. So this is what they're launching this year at CES 2025. So this is similar to the AC300, but it has a few pretty good upgrades. So if you look right here, it has basically a battery built into it. So it's similar to the B300K, and it's compatible with the B300, B300K batteries. Now, what's really interesting about this product is that it has a switchable 120 volt output or 240 volt split phase. And if you look right here, these two outlets are one inverter, and then these two outlets are the other inverter. And each inverter is rated for 1,920 watts, so right under 2,000 watts, and you can get a total of 3,840 watts. So you can have around 4,000 watts of 120 or about 4,000 watts of 240 volt output. Now if you look at this side, you can see the solar information here. So let me just get focused on that. So for the DC input, it's 12 to 60 volts, bummer, at 20 amps, 1200 watts input. So they have lowered the solar input to 60 volts on this larger model. Now I did learn that this solar input rated here on the side is actually for one of the ports. There are two solar inputs under this pad, so you can actually get 2400 watts input. But with that 60 volt 20 amp input, you're going to look at putting your solar panels in parallel, and you're going to see about 800 watts per one of those ports. So you're looking at about 1600 watts realistic input on this power station. Now I thought I'd show you guys a closer look at this switch. So you can see it's on 120 volts right now. And if you look right here, it says 120 volts on the screen. And then if you swap this down, you can see that it enables 120 volts and 240 volts. And then you have your higher output connections here on the side. So this is your 240 volt output, and this is your 120 volt output if you don't want to use these connections here. Now I'm looking here at more details, and you can see that it supports up to almost 12 kilowatt hours of capacity. So that's one head unit and 5 expansion batteries. So you can add quite a bit of power to the Apex 300. Now if you look closer at it, you'll notice that there are no USB ports or 12 volt outputs. And that is because they have created an external DC box that uses the expansion port. So say you have all these batteries connected together, you will have one expansion port at the end where you can connect in a high DC powered output kind of conversion box, where you can get up to 50 amps at 12 volts. Now if you're somebody that needs more than 4,000 watts output at 240 volts, they have this hub here where you can connect two of their devices together to give you almost 8,000 watts combined output. The other product that they're launching here at the Bluetti booth is the Energy Pro 6000. Now this is meant to be for anybody that has a grid tie solar connection. This is kind of an AC coupled system that just connects right up to your grid. So if you want to add battery backup and you have a grid tie system, this is the way to do it, similar to a Tesla Powerwall. Now taking a closer look at the specs of this unit, it has a 6,000 watt inverter, split phase output, and about 7.6 kilowatt hours of capacity, and you can stack up to 5 of them together on your house. So now I'm here at the Jackery booth, and I found a couple new products that they've launched this year. Now one of the new products that I've heard that Jackery is launching here is a 600 watt alternator charger, which is designed to plug into the solar input of their power stations. So instead of having to rely on solar, you can now use your alternator of your vehicle to charge your power station. So just like other brands that we've seen, but this one is a 600 watt version. I'm interested to learn more about these specs. Now to go along with the DC to DC charger, they're also launching a new solar panel. This is a 100 watt panel that's designed to be mounted to the top of a roof rack. It's a little bit more durable than their typical portable panels, and it has this nice wind visor on it so it doesn't make any noise. Now right here is a new solar panel from Jackery, and this actually looks super nice. These are bifacial TopCon cells. So if you look close, you can see they have 16 bus bars, and it is bifacial, so you can see power input on both sides. Now this is kind of a modular setup. It's a total of 500 watts. There are 6 panels here that connect together, but each one's about 80 to 85 watts, totaling for 500 watts. Now if you look right here, you can see that they are IP68 waterproof, and it says they're built for extreme conditions. But the thing that I really like is look how thin the profile is. They are super lightweight, and it would fold up to be such a small design when you're not using it. Now Jackery has also launched this system here called the Complete Home Power Kit. Now this is a DC coupled system, meaning it takes power from solar panels and it uses that power to charge a battery stack, and then you can use that battery stack to run loads in your house during a power outage or backfeed the grid in order to save on your power bill. Now it does feature, each stack of these batteries is up to 1,500 watt hours. Each one's about 3.8 kilowatt hours. Now taking a closer look at the inverter here, this is a 12,000 watt model, and if you don't need that much power, they offer a smaller 7,500 watt model. Now along with the Complete Home Power System, they're also launching their own set of roof solar tiles. So they have 2 different colors, this oranger or clay color, and they also have a black color. Now what you have to do is you have to completely remove your roof and then install these solar panels, and it goes over your entire roof, kind of like that seen in the background. Now, a couple months ago, I tested the Jackery 5000 Plus with their smart transfer switch. And if you're looking for something that has a lot of power output, but still kind of portable, make sure you check out that video. Okay guys, next company that we're gonna be checking out is Anker. Let's go ahead and see if they're showing off any new products. Okay, so the first thing that I noticed here, guys, is their new Everfrost refrigerator freezer. Now this is pretty cool, guys. So down here you have two different batteries. They are 300 watt hours each, and they are lithium iron phosphate. And right underneath that, there is a solar input. So you have an AC input and a solar input. It accepts up to 100 watts. Now what's really cool about this one is right here you have this holder for this 100 watt umbrella. So this has built-in solar panels. So you could use this umbrella with the fridge mounted right here. So you could shade the fridge and charge at the same time. Now looking closer at both the zones, the other thing that I think is really cool is it has these built-in circulating fans. I have not seen that on a fridge in the past. So new feature there to circulate the air temperature to probably keep things a lot more accurate so you don't have cold air sitting in the bottom. And you can have this as a fridge and a freezer, so you can set the temperature in each zone. Over here you have the display. Seems pretty nice. Just basic overview of the temperature in each zone. So this is the Anker Everfrost 2, so the second gen. The next cool thing that I saw at Anker's booth is this solar panel jacket. Check this out, guys. 30 watts of solar panels all over, and it also has built-in heating. So it can charge a power bank that's built in, and it has 20 watts of heating inside. So you can stay a little bit extra warmth. Kind of cool. They call it fashion and practicality. And yeah, it's loaded with solar panels. And if you want to make a fashion statement, this is definitely a way to do it. So right here we have the Anker Solix F3800. Now you guys are familiar with this. This is one of the best priced all-in-ones that you can buy right now. I think for Black Friday the price was down to $23.99, which is crazy for what you get. Now of course I have a ton of videos on this because this does have a few little quirks, but if you're looking for a power station where you can really get a lot of power for a good price, check out the Anker F3800 and of course my videos that go along with it. Now guys, I did not expect to find Vatrer here. So it's pretty cool to see their products in person. I've gotten really close to testing some of them, but check this out. They got their 460 amp hour 12 volt battery. They also have their 48 volt batteries over here. Now, this one is one of the best priced batteries on the market right now for a 48 volt server rack battery, so 100 amp hours. Now I've heard really good things about the displays on these, so I just want to take a deeper dive into it. So let me get focused onto it. So you can see you have the current, voltage, internal temperature, and time till empty. I'm guessing this will change the time to full as it's charging. But if you go and look at the second page, you can actually turn on and off the discharging, you can turn on and off the charging, and you get your cycle count. You get the battery max and min temperatures, and then you can come in here and you can see the individual cell voltages, and it'll give you a high voltage and low voltage cell. You can see this one is extremely balanced out. They actually have one of the batteries torn apart. So here it is. So the build quality on these batteries is super nice. Like as you take a look at these things, super high quality. Now guys, I also noticed they had a 70 volt battery here. Now this is the first time I've seen a lithium iron phosphate 70 volt battery. So this is kind of like a 72 volt class battery. So 70.4 volts, 105 amp hours, 7,300 watt hours. It has the same super nice display, and it comes with a charger here. Now this is interesting because there aren't that many solar charge controllers, and maybe one that's rated for a 72 volt battery. So hopefully we'll see this in the future. I like seeing this higher voltage because you can push more power at the same amperage. Now one last thing that I found interesting in Vatrer's booth here is this unit. So this is actually kind of like a DIY all-in-one. So it has a 5,000 watt, 120 volt inverter. You just have a simple, USB, AC outlets here, and the screen gives you just some basic information. But I'm guessing the price is really decent on this. You have 5 kilowatt hour batteries that stack, and then you have 5,000 watts output. And you can see on the back, you have some inputs for charging and output. So I'm not exactly sure on the exact specs on this. It might be worth looking into. So the next booth that we're going to be checking out here at CES is the All Powers booth, and I noticed they have a few new products. So the first thing I noticed was this new brand, or at least new product line, called Powwizer. You can see they use semi-solid state batteries, and they have a few different products under this line. So they do have a home integrated backup. You can see the inverter on top with an actual battery stack. So this is one of their new products. Another interesting product that I noticed under the Powwizer brand is this rolling power station. It's a 12K unit. You can see it has quite the inputs and outputs on the back. And then coming around to the other side, you can see that it is a split phase unit. It's good for 30 amps output, 240 volts, and 120 volts output. So pretty interesting. I haven't seen this brand from them before. Now they also have this smaller model. This is the Ultra 7500, so about half the size of the other one. Still quite the interesting specs on this one. And then I also noticed that they have a full waterproof version. Now this looks more like their power stations under the All Powers label. You can see it's the Powwizer label, so fully waterproof. Another brand that I found here at CES is Oscal. Now I've never heard of this brand before, but check out this new unit. I think you guys will find it interesting. So they call this unit the PowerMax 6000. Now this kind of reminds me of the Anker F3800. It has a 6,000 watt split phase inverter and 3,600 watt hours of LFP battery capacity. So if you look down here, you'll notice that it does have this twist lock 30 amp output for 240 volts or split phase power. And you also get a 12 volt 30 amp output. So you do have high DC power as well, and two 100 watt USB-Cs and some other USB-Cs here. I kind of like the look of it. It seems really refined. It's got the wheels, it's got the handle, and it also supports 2,400 watts of solar charging. Now, they don't have too many specs on that, but I'm interested in learning more. And from what I look at on Amazon, the price is pretty decent on this model. Now, those were all the companies that I was able to stop at for CES 2025. Kind of an interesting year. We didn't have that many new products, but the one that I'm most excited about is the Pekron F5000. I love that these Pekron power stations come in at such a great price, and the fact that it has a massive heated battery with up to 4,400 watts of solar input. It's pretty exciting. So let me know down in the comment section what you guys liked about the video, what products interest you, because I'm interested to see what you guys had to think. Thank you guys so much for watching. My voice is pretty much toast after being at CES for a couple days, so we'll see you guys in the next video.